Good afternoon, everyone. Today I want to talk about something that quietly shapes the quality of our lives. Emotional boundaries. Not walls. Not distance. But boundaries. The invisible lines that protect our peace, our energy, and our sense of self. Many of us were never taught how to set them. In fact, we were often rewarded for over-explaining, over-giving, oversharing, and over-carrying what was never ours to hold. Let's begin with the first boundary you may not know you need. You don't have to explain every decision. Somewhere along the way we learned that every no requires a presentation. That every change in direction needs a defense. We rehearse reasons in our heads. We anticipate objections. We justify choices that are simply ours to make. But life feels quieter when you stop rehearsing explanations. In the Gifts of Imperfection, Brené Brown writes about letting go of what people think and embracing authenticity. Authenticity doesn't require constant explanation. It requires alignment. You make a choice. You move forward. And suddenly your days feel lighter because you're not narrating your life for an imaginary jury. The second boundary. Other people's moods are not your responsibility. How many of us walk into a room and immediately start scanning? Who's upset? Who's quiet? Who needs fixing? We absorb tension like sponges. We try to regulate everyone else before we regulate ourselves. But you are not responsible for managing every emotional climate you enter. In Set Boundaries, Find Peace, Nedra Glover Tawwab explains that boundaries help us separate what is ours from what is not. Someone else's bad day does not require you to abandon your good one. When you stop carrying everyone else's emotions out of the room, your energy stays steady, even when someone else is struggling. Compassion does not require absorption. The third boundary. Leaving draining conversations is allowed. We've all been there. A conversation stretches on. Your energy dips. Your attention fades. But you stay, out of politeness, guilt, or habit. Staying longer than you want often leaves you tired, resentful, and distracted from what truly matters. In Boundaries, authors Henry Cloud and John Townsend remind us that we are responsible for our time and energy. A boundary can be as simple as, I need to step away, or let's pick this up another time. Leaving earlier isn't rude. It's self-respecting. When you protect your energy, you have more of it for the people and projects that actually nourish you. The fourth boundary. You are allowed to change your mind. Many of us cling to outdated decisions just to appear consistent. We stay in roles, routines, and relationships that no longer reflect who we are, because we once said yes. But growth requires revision. In Untamed, Glennon Doyle writes about trusting your inner knowing, even when it disrupts expectations. She reminds us that the truest life is built by listening inward, not performing outward. Life begins to feel aligned when your decisions reflect who you are now, not who you were 5 years ago. Changing your mind isn't instability. It's evolution. The fifth boundary. Not everything needs to be shared. We live in a culture of constant disclosure. Thoughts become posts. Feelings become announcements. Experiences become content. But some things become safer when they stay yours. Privacy is not secrecy. It is self-respect. In Daring Greatly, Brené Brown distinguishes between vulnerability and oversharing. Vulnerability builds connection. Oversharing often seeks validation. When your inner world isn't always open for discussion, peace grows. You protect the sacred parts of yourself. You allow some experiences to fully form before exposing them to outside opinions. Your life does not require a public commentary track. And finally, not every opinion needs to be carried. We are exposed to constant feedback. from social media, family, colleagues, strangers. And without boundaries, every opinion feels equal. Every comment feels heavy. But not all input is useful. In the Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz teaches one powerful principle: don't take anything personally. What others say and do is often a projection of their own reality. Learning to filter input is an emotional skill. You ask, is this constructive? Is this aligned with my values? Is this from someone I trust? If not, you let it pass. When you stop absorbing every opinion, you stay grounded. You make decisions rooted in clarity, not noise. Emotional boundaries are not about pushing people away. They are about coming home to yourself. You don't have to explain every decision. You are not responsible for everyone's moods. You are allowed to leave draining conversations. You can change your mind. Not everything must be shared. Not every opinion deserves your energy. And when you begin to live this way, something shifts. Your thoughts quiet. Your shoulders soften. Your days feel lighter. Because instead of managing everyone else's expectations, you are finally managing your own peace. And that, more than approval, more than consistency, more than explanation, is what freedom feels like.